So the videos are finally back. So guys, they're back from a video on the channel today, and it's been so long since I've recorded a match preview, but they're finally back. Newcastle United versus Sheffield United. It's going to be a massive game for Newcastle United, returning to the Premier League and playing their first game in the Premier League. Newcastle United playing their first game of football since March. It's now the middle of June. It's been so long since we've watched our teams play. But I've just watched the Sheffield United game there, which I wanted to record this video after that, so I knew how Sheffield United were coming back to the lockdown and stuff, and they got a 0-0 draw with Aston Villa. So we'll go through Sheffield United, we'll go through Newcastle, we'll talk a little bit. I'll talk a little bit at the end of the video about stuff like what's happening with me in my life and the schedule for the videos and Newcastle United. But starting off, we'll look at Sheffield United, look at Newcastle, and I'll have me little talk at the end. Make sure to leave a like, lads, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, follow the social links in the description down below, and let's get into the video now talking about Sheffield United. So let's look at Sheffield United. Sheffield United are sitting 6th in the Premier League. Who would have predicted that at the start of the season? Sheffield United just got promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, right? And now sitting 6th. Like, that is unbelievable. And they've had some amazing players, some amazing team spirit, but I've got to give credit to one man, and one man only, and that is Chris Wilder. A Sheffield United fan, grown up in the city, grown up with a fan base, sitting in them stands, and now he's in the dream position with his club and could be taking them on a European tour next season. It's absolutely crazy to think that, but it's absolutely mad. Sheffield United were tipped to go down, the team to get relegated, and sitting 6th in the Premier League at the minute, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, last time out when we played Sheffield United, we got a 2-0 win with Alan St-Maximin and John Joe Shelby scoring. So it looks we've got a decent record against Sheffield United over the years, which could help because that's a thing in football, isn't it? We play Arsenal, right, and we never beat them, never ever. We never beat Arsenal. It's just a thing. It just happens in football. Could this be the Sheffield United? Could we get the double over them? But the team is being fantastic in a 3-5-2 formation. John Lundstrom, FPL favourite, one of my favourites, he's done so well this season. If you look at their team on paper, you would say Championship quality, not even Premiership quality in some of them players, and they're doing fantastic. A 3-5-2 formation, which I do like, and that's how they set up with the 2 strikers, the 3 centre mids, the left wing back, the right wing back, and the 3 centre halves. About Wilder, he gets his team suited so well for the game. It's very rare where you see Sheffield United put a foot wrong anywhere, right? The way they set up their team it's so hard to break down, and that's what it's going to be hard for Newcastle United. We don't score many goals, right? And they've got the second best defence in the league. It's going to be a hard game, and obviously if all this corona shit didn't happen and we were at home and we were at the match, I would have probably predicted a draw will win. But I think the home form it's out of bin. Right, it's basically playing in a neutral stadium, so it will be hard. It will be hard against a really resilient Sheffield United team. Obviously, who's better? Dean Henderson or Dubravka? Like, thinking like that, Dean Henderson had to make some crucial saves. And in that Aston Villa game, it was absolutely crazy. Their first game back tonight, and I'm recording it just after the game. It was a 0-0 draw. Let's look at their last 6 games now. So they got a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. They beat Bournemouth 2-1 at home. Drew with Brighton 1-1. Reading in the round of 16 in the FA Cup. Norwich 1-0. And the game that just happened last night against Aston Villa away from home, 0-0. So they've had a very good run there, and obviously there's some massive changes in the Premier League. We're now allowed 5 substitutions per game and 9 on the bench. That will help Sheffield United because obviously they just played on Wednesday, and now they play Sunday against us, and then they play Wednesday or Thursday. The schedule's going to be so mad, and I will explain all the videos and stuff and the schedule that I'm going to be doing at the end of the video. But it's going to be a hard game. Sheffield United, we've spoke about them. It's going to be a hard one. I've explained how they play. Dean Henderson is great, we've explained all the players, let's go on to Newcastle United. So Newcastle United are finally going to be playing a game, the first game since March the 7th I think it is, where Alan St-Maximin scored against Southampton. It feels so long since we've played a game of football, and it's finally happening on Sunday. Shame there's no fans obviously, but let's look at the positives. We've got something to watch, we've got something to build, and I'm finally going to be making videos again, man. Oh, it's just fantastic. Newcastle United over the break been returning to training. They started off doing phase 1 and then phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and the training looks good. Players wise, I don't think there's many injuries, bar the both Longstaff brothers are injured for the game. Not for the game, injured. We don't know if they're going to be fit or not. The contract situations for some players as well. It's going to be mad, right? Javier Manquillo could play versus Man City, and 2 days later he could be leaving the club because the club haven't given him a new contract. Matty Longstaff is only 13 days away, and he's not a Newcastle United player. I don't know if what the club need to do, just offer the players a short-term contract until all this shit's over, and then they can start doing something else. Like Bournemouth offered Ryan Fraser a short contract, but he rejected it, and he's going to leave Bournemouth now. He's probably not going to play the last couple of games. Is this something to do with Matty Longstaff? Because Bruce has said that he's not going to be playing him until he signs that contract. So there's something must be on the table, but we don't know what's going to happen. Newcastle United, though, I've just watched John Shelby's interview on NUFC TV, and he basically said that the club and the players and the staff and everyone is so excited to be back on the pitch. It's a shame without the fans, but he's one of them players who will go into that team and will just, I think he'll be brilliant under no fans. There'll be no pressure around him, and I don't think John Shelby's there for the pressure, but I think he will perform better without the fans there. One player who has performed well in pre-season in the friendlies, and who has had a great season, but this corona stuff and no fans and stuff could help, and it's Joe Linton. Fans are still not with him, fans still think he won't do it. If Joe Linton in these next, I think it's 9 games or something like that, if he can get 3-4 goals, look what next season's got for him, right? He's looked better in a 4-2-3-1 formation, right, and we should stick with that. We should not go back to the 5-back. He looks much better. His goal against Brother, he's megged the defender and put it in the side netting was fantastic. And I think Joe Linton could come out a better player without having any fans. Fans aren't there to slate him, fans aren't there to scream at him and stuff. So it can only help him. And players like Almiron, he's only scored 2 goals in the Premier League. Yeah, he's been fantastic this season, but this could help him and his confidence without the fans. It's going to be great to see some of the loan players back. Ben Taleb is the only player who we've got on loan who hasn't extended their loan. So Lazaro is here until the end of July, and same with Danny Rose. Nothing's been said about Bentley, but I think he wants to stay because obviously he's not in the Schalke first team and stuff. So lads, I'm just so happy to be making videos again. It's so good, and I'll go through the schedule that I've got at the minute. So Thursday, you're seeing this, I'm recording Wednesday night. You'll see this video on Thursday. Friday will be predict the team. Or Saturday, I'll have to wait and see, because obviously I've got a social life as well. I'm still working through this whole pandemic, so I'm still going to graft and working through this. So it's not like I'm just sitting at home doing out in lockdown. I'm still going to work, but I'll have to see what happens. But there will be a predicted team video 100%. I'll have to wait and see about that. Sunday, obviously the game, there'll be the reaction video and the player ratings. Monday, well, you will have the Aston Villa preview. No, is it Villa? It is Villa, isn't it? It's Aston Villa preview. And then Tuesday, the predicted team. Wednesday, all the videos. And then Thursday, Man City preview, the predicted team, and then the FA Cup game on Sunday. Make sure to comment as well, because obviously all the lockdown stuff and all that. I do the watch-alongs again, because as you may know, I stopped them this season. I didn't really want to do them. I probably won't, but if you want to see them, support in the comments. I'll bring them back where I basically just do this and I've got the game on there or whatever. But I'm just so happy to see the Premier League back, and I'm going to have a busy schedule, but it's well worth it. I simply can't wait to be making the videos again, lads. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to say my prediction now from after watching that game, 1-0 Newcastle. I'm going to say 1-0 and big man Joe Linton is going to get his first goal at St James's in the Premier League. Make sure to leave a like, lads, subscribe to the channel. I'll stay off for the predict the team out tomorrow or Saturday. Make sure to leave a like, lads. I'll see you in the next one. Premier League football is finally back.